People with big hearts love the game. Do you know what I mean? And it's a game like to the death. Like it's do or die.
Why is it so cool? Oh man, it's just, you can finger roll it, you can dunk it, you can swish the ball, and you can cross someone over. So it's fast and just super cool.
It's the vibe, it's the streetwear. I know a whole bunch of people that would probably say that they wear Jordans but not really know about Jordan. That is what it's created. It's created this real kind of culture around the game. And I think a lot of people really like that because they can just be who they want to be and enjoy themselves. It really is about being positive and about having fun. I think that's why it's such an engaging, attractive sport.
There are hundreds of reasons to choose from as to why basketball has become such a popular and loved sport around the world. And with the sport becoming such a global phenomenon, the UK and more specifically London has become another home to basketball. Basketball has been a tool to positively change and impact millions of lives, which is exactly what two London-based charities are aiming to achieve.
All right, I'm Tony Lazar. I am a CEO, I am a founder, I am an entrepreneur, amongst many other things in life, such as a father. Basketball in London needs something that's quality, reliable, consistent. And I think I can help with that. So I made a conscious decision, I'm going to start LBA. And I did. So in 2012, off the back of the London Olympics, I wanted to start a legacy piece and started the LBA. We are a great, we have a meaningful presence in society. We're a preventative tool as opposed to a cure. Not saying we're not a cure, because I think we are as well.
I think his overall goal is to make basketball as accessible as possible in London and then reaching out eventually.
Well, I'd say the LBA, they hold a lot of camps where lots of different people from different backgrounds come together, and they hold them in different parts of the area, like London area. So that way, kind of, different kids get to experience basketball and have fun with it. And I'd say the sessions are very fun and just learning new skills, getting to play, getting to learn different things in basketball, like refereeing sometimes table officiating, keeping score, making them feel fulfilled in themselves that they can contribute to the game, even if they're not on the court playing.
We make a lot of our stuff free. Like 80% of our stuff is free and accessible. All of it's going to be accessible to the masses. Basketball is one of those sports where you could be the baddest boy on the block. When you hit the basketball court, I know certain rappers that probably lived a gang-related life, right? Now they're rapping and stuff. You put them on the basketball, coach, yes coach, okay coach, put them out on the road, it's a whole different verbal vocabulary that they're using and energy that they're bringing out. If you walk down the street in South London, but you're from West London and you got a basketball, it's like, yeah, that guy's cool, he's got a basketball, or that girl is cool,
With the LBA focusing on helping disadvantaged kids, one of these projects that impacted the lives of these young people was the 5-week collaboration with the Metropolitan Police to provide educational sessions and workshops to young people in pupil referral units.
What we do is Francis Barber School, we are alternative provision in Wandsworth, and we help high school kids reintegrate back into school. So they might stay with us for 2 weeks or 6 weeks or even 6 months, and we give them that chance to show themselves worthy of going back into mainstream school by getting good points, good attendance, show that they can get along with other learners, other students, and their mainstream school will be keeping an eye on them, asking for reports regularly, and we feed them the latest news on their students so that we can get them back into the same school or even get a new school for them.
The win-win is everybody involved going away with a lot more than what they arrived with. And I can certainly say that we are walking away with a lot more than what we arrived with. So many things have happened across these last 5 weeks that are very, very, very positive. And if you was to go out onto the yard and see the basketball activity in practice, and again, just see how, the young people are interacting with themselves, how they're interacting with their staff members, how they're interacting with police representation. It's fun. It's very, very positive, and there are signs that, you know, our attempts to be able to heighten their awareness on things like, let's communicate, let's talk with respect, you know, let's take some responsibility out there, let's help each other, let's be part of this team, you know, let's make some good. All of those are being evidenced.
I was a big part of the Wandsworth Hoops project, which targeted kids from not so well backgrounds, and there I could definitely see, like, they definitely had some struggles in the background. Like, you obviously don't know what it is, but there was definitely something which was holding them back from succeeding properly. So having basketball then as an outlet where they can shine, they can show success, they can build confidence is great for their mental health. And then physically, like, basketball is great. When I go to the basketball events, I really like seeing the kids just enjoy themselves, feel like they've done something, participated in something meaningful. It's pretty cool.
As well as providing free sessions and support for thousands of disadvantaged kids in troubled areas throughout London, the LBA prides itself on giving back to the community through its Become a Rock programme.
The second reason people stop playing sport is because of bad officials. There's a shortage of these people, firstly, these professionals. We call them ROCs, ROC, referees, officials, as in table officials, and coaches. And there's a shortage of them. So we have a huge focus on qualifying future ROCs.
One of these ROCs, Lucas, was given this opportunity to be a coach and social engagement officer for the LBA. The Easter camp at St. Augustine Sports Centre is just one of the many free camps that the LBA uses their ROCs to help young people.
We're doing the Easter Ball and Knee camp right now, and we're doing it at St. Augustine Sports Centre. It's been a great opportunity to help out the kids here. We get the court set up for them, do a bunch of drills to increase their game IQ. Hopefully they can learn something, not just about basketball, but how to challenge themselves in life as well.
I shouldn't be the loudest one in the room, all right? What number are we on? 11, 10. People already saying different things, okay? What does that tell me? You guys aren't shouting loud enough, okay? Shout, all right? In fact, if you're not, are you embarrassed to shout, anyone? No, okay, so one person's telling the truth, all right? Thank you for that, all right? Anyone else afraid to shout? No. Anyone else afraid to shout? No. All right, then show me, okay? Because when you can communicate like on the court, listen up, guys. When you can communicate like that on the court, the other team's going to be scared of you, and you're going to know what's going on. So we'll walk it through, do a demonstration. So we're going to walk, I'll blow my whistle, drill started, we're going to go in, we're going to run past each other, call for a ball, all right? We're here like this right now, and then we're going to follow our pass, all right, like that.
I think it's extremely important that we're given a place that they can come to, and I'm glad that we have such a talented team to get the funding so that we can provide that for free for a lot of these kids, otherwise they wouldn't be able to come. I think it gives them somewhere to be safe. Like a lot of the kids we have as well, some of them don't even like basketball. They just want to be out of their environment. You can kind of use your imagination there, but like they just don't want to be at home, or you know, there's a lot going on. They just want to like relieve stress, and essentially, I feel like coming to these clubs, that gives them an outlet for them to do that. It's a lot bigger than basketball. I remembered going into it because, you know, I'd consider myself from that background as well. So I know how important it is, not just from a sport perspective, but from a human component as well. A lot of these kids, like I said, they don't have anywhere else to go. So by having these camps and having the funding to continue to do that, not only are we teaching them values, we're also giving them somewhere to be safe.
Hey. Good job, guys. All right, everyone, quickly, baseline, quickly. All right, good job. Communication. This group over here, it got so much better. Shaq in particular, loud voice, love to hear that, okay? When you were shouting, I knew exactly where I was meant to go. It helps the rest of the team. So thank you, Shaq, for that, all right?
Focusing on the ROC programme has been a big priority of late, but the importance the LBA puts on the women's game can't be understated, with events at the Black Prince Trust in Lambeth highlighting how much potential and talent the women's game has.
Shout out Coach Rocky down there. She does a sensational job. And I tell you why, consistent. She's so consistent, she loves the game. And then you got Black Prince Trust, who we partner with. They got the Regal court with the Michael Jordan brand court. And we collaborate to make sure that we can put on these things. And guess who wins? The community. Then you got all of these females that are, I mean, that's the loudest session I've ever been to. They're shouting from the sidelines, on the court. I mean, it's so loud in there. And there's only like 25 of them in there at best, you know, and it's like, they came to play.
Once I picked up a basketball, like, that was it for me. And, you know, before that I had never played. And I started playing on the boys team initially because there wasn't girls teams like that around. And ever since then, my love for it just grew, and I haven't stopped playing since then. So naturally playing, I just wanted to share my knowledge with others, and I've had so many opportunities from playing basketball. There's so much you can get from playing the sport, so I just wanted to share that with other people already.
Look up, look up, look up! Keep running, Helen! I come here whenever I'm free on a Friday. It's great. My teammate Rocky runs the sessions, so it's great to support her. And it's always great to see so many players on a Friday night. I have like 15, 20 girls every week, so yeah, it's great. Rocky's just a great person. She's selfless. She's literally everything you want in a teammate. I've only played with her for this one season, but I've loved every second. She's a leader. She's someone I can speak to about basketball, but also about life.
It's like a sisterhood when we come here. You know, I actually love these girls. I look forward to a Friday, because even though my weeks are long, like, it's like coming here, it's just like, like, you know, if we have more sessions like this, because as much as this is a great session, I feel like there should be more. So I just feel like if we have more stuff like this, then they need to put a bit more money into women's sport, like, just generally, do you know what I mean? Because sometimes, even though we have the WBBL, us as women, we have to still play and work. And I think if we're going to be professional about it, then we need to do it the right way. So it would be a big help to the sport to even grow more. And I think you'd even produce even a higher quality of basketball if that was the case.
Whilst the LBA are a shining example of how important basketball can be to young people in London, a different form of the sport has risen in popularity recently, with 3-on-3 half-court games coming more into the limelight. GG3X3, another charity, has really showcased how important the 3-on-3 game can be.
I've always been involved in basketball my whole life, ever since I was a kid. And I started playing properly when I was probably about 9 or 10. And then I met one of my oldest friends when I was 12 on a basketball court. And we met at this like youth camp, and you know, it's quite rare to be an English kid that is so into basketball, you know, so passionate about it. So when I met another kid, it was just like we were best friends instantly because we were just on the court. And then that same friend that I met when I was 12 on the basketball court in 2016 passed away to cancer. And because he passed away and we had just had this love for the game, we've been playing basketball for years together, I wanted to do something in his memory. So I created the George Goldstone charity 3x3 basketball tournament.
George Goldstone from Manchester, England, playing basketball, New York City skyline, Command 1.
It had to start from something that was authentic. What I've been trying to do over the years with the GG3X3 side of things is trying to bring out all of those elements, you know, that he was known for. So the humanity, the warm welcome, the friendliness, the jokes, you know, the laughter and stuff like that. You know, I think our friendship grew because he was so open a person, and so was I. I mean, that's why our friendship grew. So I think we've tried to grow, or I've tried to grow the GG3X3 with that in mind at all times, and that's been the authentic growth, and I think people appreciate that. But I like to think that the kind of brand, if you like to call it that, like, you know, of the GG3X3 is really just about, doesn't matter who you are, like, you're welcome. And that's really what George was about. The whole purpose of the GG3X3 is to kind of create opportunities. So it doesn't matter what age you are, it doesn't matter what gender, it doesn't matter what your background is, your race, your size, your level of ability of playing. It was really just about, can we do something where we're going to create something positive for the community and for anyone that wants to be involved in it. Basketball, and in particular 3x3 basketball, is street ball. And that's why I love 3x3. That's why I try and push it as much as I can and try and grow in the game, because it's the purest version of the game. You go to a court and you've got people on there and you're like, all right, let's just play half court and we'll just have some fun together. It teaches you stuff like teamwork. As I mentioned, you create incredible bonds on and off the court. It's really fun. And especially when you're playing half court, you get more touches on the ball. And if you get more touches, you get more chance to shoot. And who doesn't like more touches to shoot, which makes it more enjoyable. And it's just very fast and very appealing.
I've been helping at GG now for about 3 years. It all started with, I was kind of got into basketball at the start of 2020 when lockdown came. And I was just kind of searching for the next thing. So I started to get into basketball. I wanted to really try to impact the English scene. So I was on Instagram, I was looking through things, and I saw the GG. So I hit up Martin and I said, you know, I love what you're doing. Kind of took me under his wing, per se, and really tried to coach me through what he's doing, how I can help. Our main goal really is to keep growing the game. A lot of it at grassroots, I think, because that's where it needs the most help. But we want to, we want to create schemes for kids to play in schools. We want to make the summer tournament even bigger. We want to get bigger and better sponsors. We want to run stuff at local courts. We want to do everything. We want to be, when you think of 3x3 in London and England, you just think the GG3X3.
I think it's easily accessible, right? It's not you don't need a massive football pitch or anything. You just need a ball and a hoop. And it's a fun game. That's the other part of it, right? You just need a few guys and you can play.
I think the best thing about the GG3X3 has been the sense of community and about just having the opportunity to create opportunities. like it's kind of been a platform that came out of a very tragic, sad loss that is now turned into something very positive. The greatest thing you can do is help someone else achieve their greatness. I get a sense of that, and I enjoy it so much. When George passed away, I had a real reason to create the GG3X3, to create the tournament. And that feeling of I suppose, if you really looked at it deep down, it's about trying to fill a void, that I lost with that friendship. And I always tell players at the beginning of the tournament, I always brief them the same thing. And I always say, I'll never be able to fill the void of George going. I'll never be able to fill that friendship and that bond. But what I've lost in a best friend, I've created with a new family. And that's, what could be better than that?
But every so often, take a step back and reflect, or just remind myself, whoa, really? Did you check out what just happened, what you did and what we did together, because it's not just me. It takes a slew of people, time, energy, and effort to make one thing become great, But yeah, it's very proud, I'd say. Very happy. It's very fulfilling.
We've now got volunteers that are just running weekly sessions. We've got volunteers, at the tournament, we have a minimum of 20 volunteers. We helped Tower Hamlets in East London run their event with volunteers. People just want to help, and that's amazing. It's actually insane to think that it didn't exist at one point.